Greetings. Today I would like to play another game, and I play with white pieces, so I play Italian defense, and I want to play my trappy German Gambit. So I play castle, then d4, immediately sacrifice the pawn, and the idea here is I already hide the king, so I don't care about the checks by the bishop, and I sacrifice the pawn. And the idea is he needs to play ed, then I will be happy. And he made this mistake. The best would be bishop take d5, but now I play e5, and then he plays d5, very principal but not very strong variation at this position. So I attack the queen. Queen needs to move. The best would be probably f6 or bishop e7. But bishop e7, I take and I take the knight on d4, or take the pawn on d4, and attack more. So right now check. He played correctly, and now I think I need to. Oh, I play bishop f6, but right now I see that he has a queen f4. Maybe it's a mistake. So the idea it was to support the pawn and attack the pawn d4 this way. But I think queen f4 would be a problem for me. I can return with a bishop. Maybe he returns back. I don't know. Maybe he moved to f5. a5, I don't understand why he moves a5, because right now his king is in trouble, and a5 moving the pawn at the edge, at the other edge of the board. So now I play e5 or queen d5, and so with idea to play e4 or c4. He moved his king because he's probably afraid that I take the pawn and then attack him on e5, but I will attack him on e4 and capture the pawn d. And I had a chance to actually play, my bishop f6 doesn't look nice. But okay, at least I will be able to take the pawn. So yeah, the right thing is to take the bishop and take the pawn with the knight. I think the knight, because bishop will continue protecting pawn g7, and pawn g7 is a key to win the game. Usually in such positions. So so he needs to take with a knight, and then I take with a bishop. And the position of black is already, I don't think it's good, because I'll bring my second rook, and now he can, and he needs to move the king somewhere again, so he has no chance to he develops the rook, so but he will lose the bishop by the discovered check, knight e6. Maybe something else. Can I win the queen? Maybe in the further attack, but not directly. Maybe if I play knight f5, no, better to play knight e6, and the opponent surrendered. I actually, yes, in this position, if he played knight d6, I have another check. Okay, I can checkmate him somehow in that position, because queen doesn't help. Or maybe I attack him, I check him, on f8. And if he moves, so I take the rook. So at least I win the rook for the knight and pawn. I will give him the pawn, and I will win the knight or something else. But the position already bad, and I win anyway. After this check on he protects with the queen. I can move my queen too. So I can move my queen on g4, so it doesn't work either. So bad position for black. Okay, I think this attack, this game finished just in 16 moves, so it's very nice game with I managed to destroy the opponent, and actually he didn't make so many mistakes, like maybe 2 or 3, but the position becomes so bad. Let's review the game. So I started with e4, if he replied e5, then knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. This is standard Italian opening, and I use the move I castle, and right now there are possibilities, so like d6, knight f6, knight b6, oh no, bishop b6. So he has options in this case, and he chose the most aggressive move, knight f6 in this case, and mostly white played d3, d2, d3, but I played d4. This is this kind of surprising move, because white decided to do a calm move, which is castle, and then black would think that white may want to draw in this game, and or may want some very calm position, tactical maneuvers, etc., etc. However, I choose a very aggressive move, sacrifice a pawn, and the difference between the idea with a pawn c3 and then d4 is I hide my king. I already castle, and my king is in a safe position. I just sacrifice the pawn, to get the same advantage as I have with c3. And I insist here, so that my pawn. So I want actually that my pawn e4 moves to e5 and push the knight on f6. So there are 3 choices here. So knight f6, or knight takes the pawn, pawn takes the pawn, and bishop takes the pawn. And the best one is would be with the bishop. After that, exchange, and then bishop e3, or interesting, knight c3. But in fact, I usually choose more aggressive move, bishop g5. And the position is, if black plays correctly, it will be a draw. There's nothing new, but if you don't know variations, it will be very difficult to understand what to do for black every time, and this is my concern. So right now the opponent made the first mistake, played capture with the pawn, and then I achieve my goal immediately. I move forward. There are 2 principal answers. Okay, of course it will be bad to play e5, because in that case it will be knight e2 with attack to the knight directly, and knight has no space to move. So in case of d5, I play I take the pawn, then he needs to protect. Then it will be very complicated attack, and there is some way to attack the knight with maybe knight e2. Knight e2 is not good according to the engine, so it's not good to actually take the knight right now, but I can attack it. I can attack and take the pawn. So interesting part in this case, black king cannot castle, and it will be a disaster. Obviously disaster in the center, because king in the center. As soon as I take the pawn, I will be able to attack the king. King needs to run, and the position is not good. The move g5, knight g5 is more convenient, and I think it's so after bishop f4, black can castle, but the problem what to do with the knight. Knight will move here, and then I take it, and the price for the castle, black has I destroy actually destroy the castle and break the castle, making double pawn on h6. 2 pawns will be useless in that case, and I will be able to attack the king. So the move d5 is very complicated move in Italian defense usually. So in this case, and this is what opponent did. In that case, I take the knight, he takes the pawn, and his 2 pawns d4, c4 can be attacked by white pieces just right after development. Knight move d4 already attacked piece c4. And black has no time to protect the pawns because the king is on fire. And so after I take the pawn on g7, he needs to protect. And okay, this was what happens in the game. Now bishop g5. I was thinking between rook e1 and bishop g5, but in fact it's similar. Very similar consequences. The right way is to play f6, and bishop would, after the check, bishop would move to h6, protecting the pawn, and then the black king will use the white pawn for his own castle. But the black didn't play that, so they move the queen, and the engine think it's a mistake, so just -1 pawn, one more. So this is already serious advantage of 2.5 is serious advantage of white, and I check, so he protected. Still the black cannot castle on any side now, and because of the queen on d6, so he cannot protect with the bishop on d6. Then this bishop f6, I was thinking when I made this move, I immediately saw the queen f4, but I thought I can return, so he needs to return too. But in fact, if in case of f4, I can return, and he will move to f5, which is better position. So right now, still he needs to require. Now I need to require correct move in order to win the game. So h6, and I need to stay on the h diagonal, otherwise I would lose. Otherwise the opponent will castle. And here, not good to take the pawn. I was thinking about taking this pawn, but it's much better to play knight e5, pushing him to castle, and then be able to protect the king in this position. So this mistake which I made, but the opponent just played a5. I think he doesn't understand what to do in this position. He feels uncomfortable. He feels uncomfortable. He's feeling uncomfortable in the morning, and his only idea to hide the king somehow. So first he thought a5 to move the rook, most likely. But after knight d2, he still can play queen f4. But not the same. It will not be the same effect, because I already have knight e5. No, knight e4. However, the opponent decided to move his king to d7 and move the rook, so do the castle in 2 steps. actually in 2, 3, maybe 4, yeah, in 3 steps, castle in 3 steps. And this is waste of time in such a dynamical position. Therefore, definitely he would lose something. This was my idea when I start playing this gambit. So, of course, if you play correctly, nothing happened. It will be a draw. But all the steps, each step required careful thinking, because it's easy to get into a trap or lose something here. So, and the trap, so now I killed my trap myself. So it was a trap, it would be a trap with my bishop on g5, but since my bishop on f6, I remain the pawn and also attack the pawn d4. However, I lose a chance to fork on the king. So because if I move bishop g5, so knight f6 is a fork, but he protects with the rook, with the bishop. So now, so this is why I choose the best option right now. So the engine suggests now to, actually there are two similar moves, bishop d4 and knight d4. The engine suggests knight d4 instead, but I did, bishop d4, but I captured with the pawn with a knight. And right now it turns out that black needs to take. So after it takes queen f5, then rook e5, and he needs to move here. I attack the engine found this move. I didn't see that. Then bishop here, check, and when the black moves, queen d4. Queen d4. So the idea, so for instance, if the queen moves to c7, I play rook d1, and then I don't know, rook h6 and queen d7. So queen a5, and I complete with the checkmate attack. I complete my checkmate attack, so he needs to sacrifice the queen. So I win the queen and win the game. But okay, another option, I don't know, h6. I would also play the similar idea, and he can attack the king, but then he returns, and then again I try to form the checkmate position. He moves, he prevents it. I still want to put queen and rook on the same file. So maybe I can take the pawn here. He needs to run. I attack, protect, attack the bishop. Now no defense, so he lost the bishop. He lost the bishop and lost the game too. Actually it's a bishop with a check. So bishop is only a beginning. So here, okay, anyway, here you have white has a bishop right now. So in any case, the position is lost. Because of the possibility of checkmate attack in the middle. Right now, so this move wasn't taken. So instead, the opponent wanted to bring the rook here, and then I just take the knight. I just take the knight and queen. If queen protects here, it will be interesting attack again. So knight attack, rook takes, then again I take with a knight, because if he moves it will be a checkmate, like this. So it will be beautiful checkmate. So he takes my knight, I check with another knight, he takes, and then I check with a queen, and he needs to sacrifice the queen in order to save the king. And after queen g7, he lost the second. If he protects, so it will be checkmate from the other side. So it will be check with a rook. I don't know what he did like this. It will be check with a rook and checkmate like that. So, or check, even simpler, this type of checkmate. So therefore he needs to sacrifice. He needs to run away and lose another rook. And the position is destroyed. So in any case, even the opponent didn't my opponent didn't lose right now the bishop. He would okay, even he didn't surrender, he only can suggest me a queen exchange and queen exchange, and anyway position is completely destroyed. Doesn't need to mention so much, because the engine suggests to sacrifice the rook for the pawn. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and I hope you like this trap in the Italian defense. Actually, this is strategical trap, because I strategically insist to play Italian defense and strategically try to get the opponent into the trap by playing the German Gambit. As I said, so if the opponent doesn't know how to play, he can get into several deadly traps, and when the opponent comes out of those traps, he doesn't have at least pawn, or doesn't have a bishop, knight, or rook, and all the time the positions are very simple to win. Very simple to win, or very nice for white. Very simple to win by white and very nice for white, so this why I like this gambit. If the opponent knows how to play, in the end it will be a draw or some complicated position which ends up in a draw in the end. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time. Bye bye.